Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, Happy New Year, Happy 2020, Happy New Decade. I'm Aja A. Welcome to SunshinehazeCo. As you see cards on your screen, you know it's time for a tarot reading. This time around it is not your new moon or your monthlies, but this is for the whole year. This is for 2020. This video is for my water sisters and brothers, the Scorpios, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Scorpio Rising. So before we even get started, if you feel like what I'm saying isn't resonating with you, go on and check out your moon and or rising sign, which I do have linked down below in the description box, okay? This is going to be a 5-card spread looking at the energy coming in for you or the energy that you need to tap into during 2020. With the tarot, we'll be looking at three different sections: finances and career, love and relationships, and your personal growth over the course of this year. And as always, as a norm in my readings, I do a soul message, something extra for you to take away with you from the spread in regards to your reading. So let's just go on and get started, Scorpio. I'm excited for your cards. I'm like, okay, this is lit. This is kind of cool. So you guys are rocking with new moon energy for the year of 2020. And you know, if you watch my videos, I talk a lot about the new moon starting new chapters, bringing us into new cycles and things of that sort. But I also talk about the mysteriousness and, you know, the quietness associated with the new moon. And that is very much so, I'm picking up more on that energy as opposed to the, oh, new beginnings, new starts, new chapters. It's more like, yes, coming into a new beginning, but it's kind of like Lil Wayne says, real G's move in silence like lasagna, right? So you got this new moon energy, but the card has the numerical energy of 45, which is the number 9, which is associated with endings and chapters closing and ascending into new energies, into new spaces, right? So for you guys, I think the year of 2020 is going to be kind of a quiet one and kind of a loud one in the same sense. It's going to be a lot of polarity going on for you as far as like your energies go, but there's going to be a lot happening underneath the surface for you, and you may not necessarily be aware of it in your conscious life. It's a kind of that new moon energy coming in. You know, we know the moon is there in the sky, but we cannot see it at that point in the lunar cycle. And then also with the new moon, it, you know, at the beginning of the lunar cycle, you can't see it, and it does take a few days into the cycle for us to actually be able to start to see the moon in the sky. So for you guys, I'm picking up on this energy, Scorpio, of this year being a year in which you are doing a lot of work, in which you are, you know, putting a lot of energy into the things that you want to see play out. However, these are things that, and I feel that you already know this, these are things that are not going to be instantaneous. You're not going to see the results right away. You're not going to see you're not going to be reaping what you've sown right away. I feel like this is not necessarily a planning year for you, but this is a cultivation year for you in which you were kind of just behind the scenes doing the work. And that is very much Scorpio energy. That's why I said kind of resonating with a little bit of mystery. So for you and for the people around you, I feel like, you know, you'll be working and you know, you have an idea of what you're working towards and what you're working on, but there's also going to be this energy of, you know, not necessarily seeing everything that you're doing playing out, and it's not going to be in a bad way. And the way that I talk about, you know, like sometimes the earth energy where it's like, you know, you're doing all this work, but it's so slow moving that you're not seeing it transpire right away. No, for you guys, it's like you're going to be doing the work, and you're not going to necessarily be too moved by whether or not you see results from it, because you're on a subconscious level, you know the shit's popping. You know that the cycle, you just have to go through the motions, and it'll come around to where you get that full moon to where you see everything that you've put into play out for yourself, okay? So 2020 for you, Scorpio, is a working year. This is a year, and this is where we come into the new moon energy of kind of, I said not starting things, but really, you know, cultivating the seeds that you have been planting. So, you know, it's a year of growth, but this is a time where you're not necessarily seeing the growth in the physical. It's on a more of a higher vibrational level, on a more spiritual level for yourself. So just keep in mind that this 2020 energy is the energy that's going to be lent for the decade. So as you make these moves during this year, you're kind of, there's a few signs that are coming straight into this new year, new me energy, right? And then there are the other signs, like you guys, I think Cancer, I think Libra, I want to say, to where it's like, we are coming into a new energy, but we are really wrapping up and cleaning things up. We're going into this blank slate energy, so that when we start doing the things that we want to do, we're not dealing with any of this shit that we were dealing with back in the 2010s, right? They say we ain't got time for that right now. So it's all about what's popping now, what's about to pop off, and how we're going to get to that point and doing the work to get there. Because we know, although we can't see the moon in the sky right now, Scorpio, you know, like, it's coming. You know, this is the start of it, okay? Excuse me. The next card that I have coming up for y'all in your spread is in the position of, starting in the tarot part, it's in the position of your career and your finances. And you've got a poppin' ass card coming up in this position. You've got a Lofi. And this is first and foremost, it's a pregnancy card. Whenever we talk about pregnancy energy surrounding our finances and our career, that's an energy of growth and really nurturing something that we are going to love in the long run. So this is like, you know, if you are trying to save your money, Scorpio, this is the year in which you really start putting that money into the bank. If you really are trying to advance in your career, or, you know, advance your business, or, you know, really grow within your field, this is the year in which you're doing the work to make that happen. And like I said, it's not necessarily work that plays out right away. And this is a Santeria card, this is the Earth card, this is the Two of Pentacles in this deck, and so this is energy. You have this new moon energy behind it, so it's like, you know, this work is coming in for you, but you're just doing the work to get there right now. You're not necessarily seeing the rewards. So for example, Scorpio, you want to save more money over this year, you might, and it's funny because I'm not a Scorpio, but I'm a water sign, so sometimes the water, whatever element, sometimes those messages carry over into the other signs. But I was talking to my other fellow Cancer friend who I was telling, she had posted something, and I had seen it in her house before. I've seen this little box in her house before, and when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. But I never got around to doing it myself, and so I asked her about it the other day because she had posted something on Instagram, and it's one of those like save money grids, like put so much money in this box a week or a month or a day, whatever. And so I was like, you know what? We gonna do that in 2K20. We doing money boxes in 2K20. So, for example, Scorpio, you know, you want to save money this year. Maybe you need to get a money box. Maybe you need to open another savings account in which you don't order a card for, you know, in which you set up to where you're not able to transfer money out of it. You know what I'm saying? And if you got to get money, you got to go to the bank. And we all know people do not. It might just be me, but I feel like people just don't really like going to the bank. Like, we live in a world now where it's like, I need my money in my hand right now. I don't have time to stand in line. I don't have time to fill out this deposit slip. I ain't even got time to swipe my little card and wait for you to ask me if this information is correct. Like, I just give me my money. So for you guys, you know, it's like, you're going to be taking the time to save. So as you're putting money in the box, you're not necessarily going to spend it. You're putting money in the box, and you're not really consciously paying attention to how much money's in the box at the time. But you know, once you make it further along in this cycle, you're gonna crack that box open, baby, and have a rainy day fund or more, depending on what you choose, you know. And as far as your career is concerned, Scorpio, you know, this is nurturing what it is that you want to see come out. This is your baby. So during 2020, this is the year in which, okay, if you've got your own personal business and you haven't been getting as much revenue or as many clients or as much work or whatever, this is the year in which, you know, you take the time to do the research and, you know, figure out how to market so that you are bringing in the traffic that you need. You know, if you're in a corporate career and you're like, I want to advance, and you've kind of been in the same spot for a while, this is the year in which, you know, you start to look at, you know, what did this person do to get there? How can I start to do this? And you start to, you know, you get online. I want to do this in my career field. How can I start to do, what type of backup do I need for when I come to present what it is that I'm trying to do, and et cetera, so on and so forth. So, you know, really popping year as far as your finances and careers go, Scorpio, but not as far as, you know, spending the money and, you know, reaping the rewards. This is the part of cultivation, which is really dope for you, because the Santeria too, the Olofi card, does say, you know, this is your foundation and you are nurturing it. You're actively working on it during the year of 2020. So throughout the decade, you're going to see this shit flourish. I shouldn't even say shit. But if you know me, That's how I talk. But then you're gonna see all of that stuff flourish, okay? All right, y'all. The next card in your spread is in the position of your love and relationships, and you've got Dr. John, which is the one of the major arcana. This is the Magician in traditional tarot, and it does carry a little bit of that magician. Well, it does carry the energy of the magician, but in this New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck, this card carries this energy of having fire in your fingertips and really understanding the meaning behind your actions. And then the main message, I think, as far as love is concerned, is really linking what's happening in the physical with your divine intention. So this year, Scorpio, as I said earlier, it might be a little quiet for you, like there are new things playing out. What I get is that you guys are, the best way I can put it is like y'all are on some spiritual shit. Y'all are on some woke shit when it comes to love and relationships and partnerships coming up in 2020, okay? I'm going to read for the singles and the couples. So starting with the people who are not in a relationship. This Dr. John card, having that fire and the power of your fingertips and really linking what you want in the physical with your divine intention. This may not necessarily be a year in which you're really mixed in relationships or really mixed and involved with people. Like this part might be kind of quiet for you. This is the cultivation period for you. So on a higher level with this magician energy, you guys are, and probably not even knowingly, but going through the motions. And this is not to say you're not gonna have a little bit of fun, you're not gonna splish splash in the water a little bit this year. Like I'm not saying, you know, be celibate or abstinent or whatever. Like live your best life. No judgment over this way. Do what you want to do, but don't expect these things to be super serious during this year for you. I think whatever you come into during this year, Scorpio, is they're all going to be lessons in regards to what it is that you really want in a relationship or in a partner. And as you go through the motions, especially because you guys resonate with, you are water, you resonate with water energy, that highly spiritual, highly vibrational energy, you're going to be unknowingly manifesting the type of partner that you want. And as you think about these things, your thoughts are very powerful. You're going to be putting that into the universe. And you might even be doing so in conversation unknowingly, you know, just having conversations with your friends. Yeah, I want a man like so-and-so, or yeah, I can't wait for a so-and-so to come in. You know what I'm saying? They may not come in during this year, but I think for you single Scorpios, over the course of the next year, year and a half, maybe 2 years, you guys are going to have a partner or some sort of partners come in that are on that soulmate connection level. You know what I'm saying? But that's because you're getting ready to figure out how to call those people to you. So just keep in mind, especially if you feel like the waters are very calm this year and you're kind of in a position to where you're like, no, I want love, I want a partner, I want to be involved in something, I want affection. Just be patient. I know it's kind of hard to tell Scorpios that when they want something, when y'all want something, y'all want something, but like just be patient, because what is meant for you will be coming into you. Probably not 2020, but you are manifesting what you really want to be in coming up in these next couple of years, okay? Now for my people that are in relationships, this particular card coming up here, I don't really feel like endings of relationships and things like that, like major endings or things like that, but I do get like major energetic shifts in your relationship. So this Magician card tells me there's a little bit of karmic stuff probably popping up for you guys, and it may not always be bad. Well, karmic stuff is not necessarily bad. Sometimes it plays out in a little bit of a negative manner, but I feel like there are some energetic ascensions happening between you and your partner, especially as far as you're concerned, Scorpio. You are getting ready to shift into like this completely new, different person. And you know what's really important is that the person you're with or your partner is able to keep up with you. I remember I was I don't even know if I was 21 yet, to be completely honest. I was in Cali visiting one of my best friends, and we were at her homegirl's house. It was hella lit. It was drinking, like we was lit, we was gone. But I do vividly remember her friend talking about this dude she was dealing with, and this is something that sticks out for me, and this is something that I applied to my life. And she said, she was referring to him, she said, I don't have time to slow down for you to catch up. So Scorpio, that's your energy with this Magician card. It's like, okay, there's going to be some shifts in your relationships. They're probably going to be tested, and how you will know if it's meant to be is if your partner can keep up with the shifts, you know, especially for people that are spiritual and that are really into, you know, dealing with energy and the astrology energies and numerology and like healing and things of that sort. Sometimes when we come into partnerships, it's really hard for people to, you know, rock with us, because it's a completely different intellectual understanding that comes along with that. And if you can't you know, hold a torch up to mine as far as that goes, is probably not going to work. And that's kind of what it is for you during this year, Scorpio. Some of you are going to be presented with a partner that cannot keep up, that cannot continue along the marathon with you. And some of you are going to be in positions where you have partners that are like, yeah, nah, the marathon continues. Word to knit, rest in heaven. So for you guys, in either way, the cookie crumbles. I don't feel like, Scorpio, you're going to be in any kind of, you know, dense or heavy or negative like headspace in regards to your love or relationships. If it strengthens behind it, great. If it doesn't, I feel like you're going to charge it to the game and be like, okay, well, you know, got what I needed, time to move on for the next, and then move into that singles Dr. John energy, you know, and start manifesting the partner that you want to come to you. Okay? And remember, this is general. I hope I ain't scare nobody. If I did, I'm sorry. Tis life. All right, y'all, the last part, or not the last part, the last card that you have coming up in the tarot portion of your spread is in the position of your personal growth, and you've got L'amour. And so this card coming up here, this is the death card. But in this deck, it's a little, the message is a little different. So this card comes with, you know, really seeking knowledge on a spiritual level, and also closing out chapters to prepare for what is coming in. So I think this, and although these are in different sections with different, you know, energies associated with them, your reading is collective as well, coming off of this, like, you know, getting this experience and coming into this new energy, and you know, putting out these manifestations and these intentions and trying to call certain people and certain energies towards you. Your personal growth during this year is really learning from experience, and also getting more in tune with your own spirituality, getting more in tune with the self. I don't want to say self-discovery, but maybe reacquainting yourself with the self, if that makes sense. Like with the new moon, and with this new moon energy here of 45, with it being 9, you know, it does symbolize a new beginning, but it also symbolizes, you know, you just ending some things and your energy shifting. So for you, Scorpio, 2020 is really this year all about, you know, figuring out what life means to you and what living your best life means, and how you progress into this next decade and clear out the space that you need from the last, in order for you to build upon this Olofi energy, and to, you know, tap into this powerful Dr. John magician energy. You know, people get kind of alarmed when they see a death card in tarot, but this is just, you know, this card is just showing you that all things are intertwined, and there's green. I don't think those are people. I always thought they were like little plants. But, you know, you see life and you see death reaching up for life, but you see life reaching down into death, and you see death is in, you know, the garden. So it's kind of like, you know, all of these cycles are happening and they're all intertwined. So it's not like one thing stops and another thing starts. No, you've got one thing going, you got another thing going, this stops, this is still going, and this starts over here, but this is still going, but this is still stopped, and then this starts over here. All of these things are connected, but you've got to figure out which things you need to carry along with you moving forward, and which things you need to actually, you know, say, okay, I no longer need to carry this energy around with me, because I've got to do other things. I've got shit to work on. I've got shit to do this year. And you really do. You've got 2 cards with very abundant energy, with the energy of the new moon behind it. So saying, you know, you are able to lay your foundation, and this is the beginning point for you. So it's very important for you, Scorpio, to really understand and really connect with the self, and also connect with spirit as you go through the motions this year, because you are ascending spiritually. Your knowledge is going to expand tremendously during this year, especially in regards to the law of attraction. And that is as far as love goes, and as far as your finances and your career goes, and just life in general. So, you know, as you go through the motions, as you learn these things, you are going to actually start to incorporate them into the physical. And I think you'll see that this decade is going to be very different from the last, and I feel like it's going to be more abundant than the last was for you. And for Scorpios, you guys had a pretty successful at least the last few years of your decade. It was pretty popping. So just know that big things are going. They are coming in for you, okay? That was y'all's Drake. That was me. It's me channeling Drake for you. Y'all know he likes to talk with his little accent. That is the one thing that I do not like about Drake. But It's okay. Drake had a message. He said big shit popping. No, this year for you, 2020 is going to be really, it's going to be a very smooth, I feel like, year for you. Like, you're kind of just going to be riding the currents, but as you ride the currents, like, you're just in your boat working, okay? And so when you come into whatever little ocean you're going into coming up in the next couple of years, you're going to have this boat full of shit that you're like, yeah, no, I'm ready, I'm prepared. And as you're going in the boat and you're building, you're tossing out the scraps, you're tossing out what you don't need, you're tossing out the extra materials. We're not littering, we're just going to imagine that they just like kind of dissipate. But getting rid of what you don't need, and you're working on what you do, so that way when you really hit the ground running, when you're in like lap 2 of this marathon, shit's super popping for you. Okay, all right, Scorpio, last card in your spread is in the soul message position, something extra for you to take away with you from the spread. And you've got peach, which is an orange. It's an orange card. I associate that with the sacral chakra. The message on this card is to inhale a breath of life, and it comes with this numerical energy of 19, which is I don't believe in coincidence, but that's interesting. You got the new moon, which is kind of contradictory with the 9, but it also makes sense. But then you've got this energy of new beginnings. So 19 breaks down into 10, which is 1 amplified by 0, all about major manifestation, independence, coming into new spaces and new chapters and new energies. So for you, Scorpio, I think it's important as you're doing this work this year, figuratively speaking, inhale a breath of life. As you're doing the work, you've got to understand why you're doing the work, because I was saying understand the motions that you were going through. Excuse me. So as far as you are concerned for this year, Scorpio, like I said, it might be kind of quiet, but you're going to be working, you're going to be diligently working, and just understand, and I think this is also a message to say, don't be all work and no play during 2020. This is going to be a popping year as far as the things that we are working on and that we are manifesting and building in the physical, but it's also important to enjoy life as you go along and roll with the punches, you know what I'm saying? And you've got very positive cards in your spread here, so I don't feel like you'll have any problem with taking a little bit of time to enjoy life as you move along as well. And as you do the work, give yourself the credit that you need to give yourself for it. Keep positive energy around everything that you do this year, because that positive energy is going to lead to abundance for whatever it is that whatever seed you are cultivating in the physical, okay? As far as your chakra goes, the sacral chakra is all about passion. It's all about, your fire, your drive, also, creativity, sexuality, things of that sort. So work with some sacral chakra stones this year. Do some sacral chakra meditations if you can. Do some sacral chakra work. Tap into the arts, your creativity, paint, sing a song, write a poem, something. But try to stay energized during this year, because you are going to need that energy to help you tap into that abundance and tap into that nurturing energy with this Alofi card here, and also for you to harness that fire in your fingertips with the Dr. John card here, okay? And then as you move away from things, you want to keep positive energy around you, so that you're not looking at moving away from cycles as an L, but more so as much needed transformation and positive growth, and clearing out space to make way for what's coming in for you in this new moon. And although you may not know exactly what that looks like right now, just know that you are working, my little Scorpios. Y'all are working, and what you are working on is going to be very abundant. And just know that, even though I know you guys like to know what your end goal looks like, just understand that you're going to be okay. It's actually going to be really popping, but you just got to do the work here and now in the physical, okay? All right, y'all, that is your spread. Hope it provided you with some insight. If you feel like you like your own personal reading, feel free to book one with me. I've got my Etsy shop link down below. You can also shoot me an email. Check out the Master Number 22 Universal Year Energy. Guys, I'm really trying to be quick with my plugs, and I just jumbled all of that together. Check out the 22 Universal Year video, talking about the collective energies that we're dealing with over this next year. I also have a pick a card video up for the decade, so soul messages for this next 10 years for you. Anything else that you should watch, I probably have linked down below in the description box. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank you for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna upload a video within the next week or so to celebrate that. It's gonna be a little giveaway. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell so you can keep up with when I put that out and participate if you're interested. And yes, that is it for my shameless plugs, y'all. I'm wishing y'all a happiness and abundance and blessings and all that good stuff for 2020 and this decade to come. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.